the Curious George syndrome here.
Just a minute. When I was growing up, I was overweight my entire life. I never knew how to be any other way. And as a result of being overweight and peer pressure and family trying to get me to lose weight, I grew up thinking that I wasn't okay with who I was, and I wasn't okay with how I looked. And that was really, really hard. So, growing up, carrying that stigma made me tend to look for affection in places that were wrong, places that God did not intend for me to find affection. I dabbled into a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, a lot of partying, what I thought was really having a good time. And finally, in July of 2000, I hit my rock bottom.
For me, growing up was kind of tough because my dad always worked, but my family was always there for me. It was kind of a dysfunctional family, but through school, I just fell in with the wrong crowd and started skipping school and of course doing drugs and different kinds of things, gambling, and thought I always had to impress people. I didn't feel like I was adequate enough to be. I didn't think I was anybody, and so all my motives then was to prove myself to everybody and to carry myself with a personality that was outgoing and above all. So that whole time I hid who I really was.
I hit my rock bottom, and I woke up one morning after bar hopping, and I just cried out to God, and I apologized to God, and I repented.
One of the lowest points in my life was at the time that my first wife had become pregnant, and we started having some complications, and going into the emergency room, and we found out that the baby had stopped growing. And through that whole time, I had a fear of the drug use that we was in, being a part of that, and the shame that I've carried for that for so long was just almost unbearable. It was really that was a turning point in my life that I realized that there's more to life than having a good time and drug use and running up and down the roads.
God this entire time was there. God was there for me. God was just waiting for me to stop in my own insanity cycle. So a year later, I repented again, and I cried out to God again. I couldn't carry my own shame anymore. I couldn't carry the weight and the burden of the world on my shoulders and carry the weight of what a horrible person I was, because I was.
I had so much paranoia, and I was so caught up in the things that I had been doing, I didn't know no other way out. And through that, my brother and my dad found a place for me to get into with some treatment.
You get to a point in your life where you just cannot take it anymore, and you really know that the only place you can go and the only place you can turn is God, because He's the only person that's going to change my life at all. And when I made that recommitment, my life had spun so far out of control. I said I was doing it, and that was it, and there was no going back. I still had not built a support system, and it made me struggle, but I stayed on that path. And then it took an outside influence inviting me to church when I began those relationships. And the stronger my relationships got, the stronger my desire to stay on the straight path got.
And then I started looking for recovery meetings somewhere in close. And my brother had took me to one, and it was here at Mercy's Cross. And when I first came in, I was weirded out, sitting around a small table with lamps on, and I'm thinking, dude, this is lame, But little did I know that how much that would change my life and give me an opportunity to be honest, to share with who I am and what God has over the years have done. I have the golden opportunity of celebrating fixing to be 8 years of sobriety from crystal meth, 7 years from cigarette smoking, and 8 years from the kind of music and lifestyle that I lived in with the concerts and the things that I used to do. And now I fill my life with working with the worship team and working with people that's in recovery, and I see where God's changing lives and putting families back together, and that's where I want to be, because I know that's where God is working.
Overbalance. Unbalanced.
Balance? I thought it was balance.
Since I've turned my life over to Christ, recommitted my life, and decided that I was going to live on the straight and narrow. Life here at Mercy's Cross is completely and totally different than it ever was before. When I came to Mercy's Cross and I began to build relationships, I did go to Celebrate Recovery before I even met my husband. I was attending Celebrate Recovery, and I've gone from walking into this really weird place that I thought was supposed to be a Bible study to leading the women's ministry at Celebrate Recovery. I work with women on a daily basis that I can completely relate to their story because I've been there. Even if I haven't lost my child, I still understand what it means to struggle and to not have God in my life and to know that I need to make a change. So that's been a really big thing. My involvement in ministries here at Mercy's Cross, the more I reach out to other people at Mercy's Cross to have them share their struggles with me, that just strengthens me. It strengthens my spirit. I know that it's just God working through me and God working in my life, and that's something that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.
Having the opportunity to lead Celebrate Recovery here at Mercy's Cross is something that it's pretty wild. It's scary, but man, I'm excited because I think we're fixing to see God do some amazing things throughout the whole church through this ministry, and just understanding that we all have a problem that, you know, we think that it's small, and a lot of times that's what holds us back from what God's actually wanting to do in our life, you know. So I've already seen people that's been shy, I won't even speak, to come up and volunteer and get plugged in, and because they see somewhere where God is fixing to work. And I think that's the golden opportunity for us to let go and see where God really is going to work. It's an amazing thing to realize how much you love a place, but it's not just a place that you love, it's the church within the people that come in here. And man, I got some awesome friends here. I'm glad the support is phenomenal. Just some of the people we work here, and man, it was just the music and the sound, and it's just unbelievable. It's incredible what God has done here. And one of the most important things that we want to bring to this ministry is anonymity, honesty, and openness. And I think that can be done. And I think it's an awesome place to get rid of that junk that we carry every day. I guess you could say Celebrate Recovery is like the trash truck. We're going to carry that out. So come get involved. Just come check it out. See what a share group is. I'm excited. And yes, I'm going to need a lot of help.
We didn't say anything about meeting each other and our marriage. They don't even know we're married.
That was a singles ministry. Everybody knows that we're married. I promise you. Everybody knows.
Okay, we don't have to say anything about being married. Anything else?
No.
Dude, I kiss you and you give a look like that.
And I love my husband that God brought me.
And I used to love my wife.